road, bear and Dall sheep are frequently seen. In winter, this area is transformed into one of Alaska's best skiing areas. The Willow picks up enough tributaries after a scenic journey through the southwestern Talkeetna Mountains for boaters to put on. Although the upper stretches of the upper Willow Canyon take on a very tame nature, things will pick up considerably after the confluence of Peters Creek. Soon the boater will experience the many faces of the Willow. The water is clear and relatively warm, and very fast. The rapids are pool drop, technically demanding, and do not let up for 13 miles. This Class 5 gem is probably Alaska's best-kept secret. The beauty of the vertical canyon walls will amaze you, as well as instill the need for a variety of boating skills to successfully navigate this truly amazing stretch of Class 5 whitewater.
Upper Willow, I've been there once. It's a place I wanted to go to for a long time, and it was hard finding people to go because it had such a bad reputation. But when you get in there, you start off, just try to stay relaxed. You're on a little creek, and it's real scrapey, and you're wondering how that could ever turn into the Upper Willow Canyon. And then all of a sudden, what's the name of that creek? Peters Creek flows in, and the water really doubles up, and you hit some really nice drops. They're like big boulders out in the river, and you just kind of boof around them or shoot through the slots and eddy out. Just a lot of fun there too. And then you get to several rapids that they run downhill too, but they've got bigger rocks, and you have to make some moves around the rocks because the water just doesn't slow down for the rocks very much. And the river really closes in. It's one of those rivers where you're just looking downstream. You can't see very far because it just goes down and around a corner, and you wonder what's down there all the time. You just have to kind of shut that out and deal with what you can see.
Willow Creek, which is probably Alaska's best kept secret, for the last mile, actually it's less than a mile, only about a quarter mile, it's 400 foot per mile, and it rocks. The whole run's 13 miles from bridge to bridge, and starts out class 2, class 3, then it's constant class 5 for many miles.
Probably the most continuous whitewater that up here is probably Willow Canyon. It's 13 miles and non-stop. It builds gradually. You get to the canyon, which is 4 miles long, solid class 5 the whole way, sheer walls, 400-foot sentinels over the river. It's an unbelievable place.
River, a small stream rising high in the Talkeetna Mountains, is one of the very best whitewater rivers in the state of Alaska, partly because it is not typical of Alaskan rivers. More reminiscent of a high-gradient California technical run, it is small, clear, and flows through boulders of beautiful crystalline white granite. It is also relatively warm, as well as incredibly beautiful turquoise blue, flowing in a pristine, wild, forested valley with rugged peaks such as Glacial Mountain rising above. One is left to his or her imagination and ingenuity to get to the put-in. A small trail will take you to the put-in at the East Fork confluence. This trail is overgrown with vegetation, and the trail bed is very rough. Getting there Alaskan style simply means making it happen. Alaska is definitely a place that one should expect anything. Just below the confluence of the East Fork, the river has been transformed by a gigantic natural rock slide. The result is a mile of riverbed with huge, irregularly shaped granite boulders with a 400-foot-per-mile gradient. The aftermath of the slide left a cornucopia of whitewater pleasure known as the Magic Mile.
The Miracle Mile in the Kings is a lot of fun. I mean, it's the most fun because you know you're there right when you're going up to it, and you pop out of the woods, and all of a sudden you're just in this really nice valley with huge boulders and moss and stuff growing all over the place. And you go up to the put-in, it just seems like a real simple river, and you just start floating along. And then the first rapid, I don't know, I guess we decided to call it Deal With It. It just shows up all of a sudden. It's just there. It's like the horizon line. And the first trip we had, we got to that point and looked over, and you're just looking downhill. The river just runs downhill around corners. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. That keeps you thinking all the time. It's like one big slalom course.
Flowing down from Camp Robber Peak is another exciting Chugach Mountain Creek. The most frequently run section is a great Class 3-4 run. On the other extreme, what has been called the Inner Bird holds some incredible drops, such as Bird Falls, a 40-foot vertical adrenaline pumper.
We ran Bird Creek Falls, which is the creek itself, you know, is a Class 4 run, but then it finishes off with about, I think it's 35, maybe 40, probably 35 feet of sheer vertical drop. It's probably the most airtime I've ever had. Actually had time to think about it. You actually felt yourself falling. Very clean though. Awesome drop.
Best drop I've done while I was here is definitely Bird Creek Falls. It's airtime. Had time to think about it while I was in the air, you know. Falling.
We hope that you've enjoyed this view of Alaska adventure boating. Mountains offer great skiing and countless whitewater runs. Let's take a look at what is quickly becoming a classic Class 5 creek run. Heavy snowfall makes drops like Cabin Rapid, Moonshine, and the Green Room a must-run for serious steep creekers.
Major difference between southeast and Alaska is eddies. There really aren't very many eddies in Alaska. You get on a creek here, and there are many creeks, but the eddies are going to be rocky, the rocks are going to be sharp, and there's not going to be much time to know what's going on, so you better know your line.